Hello and welcome back to another tutorial. This is Husky10 and we are here to make a Pacman type game, if you can call that. The finished game I make will not be uploaded to the internet for obvious copyright reasons, but let's get started. So create a new project. Okay, save it as, again, go to your file, create a file, a place where you can store everything, name it Pacman or whatever you want, and hit save. Now, some of the stuff in here we are going to be doing is going to be similar to my other tutorial about the Pong game. If you missed that, go back, but like every tutorial I'm going to create a new scene. Rename it level game 1. Alright, I did rename. It's easier to just type 1. So, double click it as always. I'm gonna go to game settings, properties, and I'm gonna change the height to maybe 800 by 800. Hit apply, and you're left with this. Pacman is a relatively long game, so who knows. Now I am going to create a new tile sprite, edit with Pisco, and I'm going to make a red border. I'm going to call it border. And you have a border. Now, again, similar to the last game I made, the last tutorial, we are going to outline this. We're going to outline this just like my last game. Alright, copy, paste it down here. I'm going to now make sure it's not visible, and here we have our game board. Now we need a player. So, sprite, add an animation, edit with Pisco. I'm going to make a circle because Pacman is circular. I'm gonna create 2. One with an open mouth, and one with a closed mouth, and I'm gonna color it yellow. Oh, I forgot. There we go, we have Pacman, and we're going to loop, and we have a Pacman. I'm gonna rename it player like usual, and we have our player. Now, new group, I'm gonna type the label this border. Now add action, separate, and we want to separate from the border. Now let's put him in, choose a starting area, and the reason he's not moving is we haven't added a behavior. So add a behavior which is top down movement. We want to use default controls. We don't want to allow diagonals. Well, at least I don't. And we have Pacman. Now, I want to fix one thing. Why is he... Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna fix that. Oh my gosh, what did I do? Alright, I messed up. So I am going to do my best. Where's the... Aha. I'm gonna color it black. And then there we go. He doesn't look weird anymore. So let's check out how he does in the environment. Now, in the original Pacman game, at least what I remember, shoot. At least what I remember, the background is black. So, but this is, we're gonna make it our own. So okay, now create your level. I am going to make a simple level. And make sure your areas are big enough for Pacman to go through. Now, okay, there's a slight prop thing. Alright. There we go. Now, you might want to, if you want, you can bring in the sides, but I'm not going to. Now, we're going to go into add new sprite, add an animation. We're going to make another circle because Pacman eats dots. So we're gonna color this color. Hit apply, and now we have food for Pacman. But here's the thing, he goes through and he can't eat any of it. So what we are going to do now is create a new group. Get used to creating new groups when you're following my tutorials. Type in, I don't know, I'll call it eating dots. Now add a, when player is in a collision with new object, I forgot to rename it, you want to delete the object. Now he can eat the dots. But what good is a Pacman game if you don't have enemies or stuff? Now I'm gonna tidy this up a bit. I'm rename this dot. You can name it whatever you wish. And I'm gonna duplicate them. Copy, paste. Try to keep them symmetrical. And the only difference with this version is I'm not going to be able, I haven't figured out how to make Pacman want to go when he ghosts. But we have a nice little trail. But what's the point of collecting dots if there's no score? So go to global variables, add score, set it to 0, hit apply. Now we're going to need text. We're going to rename it score, and this is gonna say score. I'm gonna add a font. I have a Super Mario Bros. Font that would be perfect for this. I'm gonna color it. Let's color it this color. Hit apply, and now we have a score. And go here, create a new layer and name it UI. Oh, we don't want to do that. Now go to here, select the score and make sure it is UI. Now the reason we're doing this is I'm gonna add one more thing, which is camera. So I'm gonna name it camera. Alright, now there's several ways we can do it. For instance, we can camera, center camera. There's a way to center on the camera. Center the camera on the player. Yeah, but we don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go to camera position of X equals to, and I'm gonna type in lerp camera X comma player dot X 0.05. Hit OK, and we got a working camera. But the problem is it doesn't follow Pacman when he goes down. So what we're going to do is again search for camera, and camera center on Y position equals lerp. We're going to type lerp, use the lerp thing again, camera Y this time, comma player dot Y comma 0.05. You can change this to whatever you like, but I'm going to keep this like that for the sake of this video. And there you have it, a camera that smoothly follows the player. And he can eat dots, but the score isn't doing anything. So let's change that. Go to when players collision with dots, other actions, variables, value of global variable, go to score +1. Hit OK. And we want to modify the text. So modify the text to equal the global variable, which is score. Now we're going to make one edit to this, quotation mark, score, space, quotation mark, then space, then a plus sign. And that will give us this. There we go. You now have a working score. Now, we're gonna make the level look a little nicer. Just a little bit nicer. Just straighten out the edges. Now, keep adding dots all around. I'm gonna add a random amount. Speed this up a little bit. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen, but anyway. Copy, paste, bring it down. Since this is your remake, make it however you want. Now, I'm gonna, again, copy, paste. I don't really have a choice, do I? Okay, paste it again. Ah! Now, copy and paste this. Now, copy. Now I'm just doing this so that way it saves time. Now, there we go, and Pacman can now go around the Pacman can go around and it's, yeah, I kind of messed up somehow. Now Pacman can go through and collect the dots. But what fun is Pacman if you don't have any enemies? So to do this, I'm gonna create another sprite, add an animation, and this time I am going to draw a ghost. I'm gonna color it blue. No. Save. Hit apply. Now I'm gonna edit the object and add a new behavior. I'm going to make it path find. I don't want it to rotate. I don't want to allow diagonals. I'm going to have it accelerate to maybe 200. Hit apply. Okay, maybe coloring it, that wasn't a good idea. So I'm gonna choose another color. And I ruined it again. Okay, apply. Now we have our ghost. Now we're going to create a new group. Name it enemy. We want this to move to its position player dot x. No, yeah, player dot x and player dot y. Nope, we don't want that. And we have, oh, but there's a problem. He's going through. So we're going to add a new event. Copy this. Paste it here, but this time we're going to do our ghost. Okay, I'm going to rename him Ghost 1. Okay. And there we go. We now have a ghost that can apparently teleport. Now, okay, so we're going to have speed at 100. There we go. But it's still going through the walls, so if anyone can fix it. Maybe I should allow diagonals. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm somewhat new at this. The ghost kind of teleports, which I kind of think makes it interesting, but he's collecting coins. I mean that. Now, let's edit it one more time. Let's see what happens when we allow it to do all of that. Okay, now we're going to trash this and try another AI, which is tween. So we want to see what happens if we So I'm kind of making this up. I'm experimenting, which if you want to do certain things, you kind of got to experiment while you're making it. So as we're going to go to Sin, install that, and try that. And we have a ghost that moves back and forth, which is something which I can kind of live with. I'm gonna up it though, maybe 300. There we go. It's now going the whole area, and you can safely collect dots. I'm gonna copy that ghost and put it all over. Again, experiment. But I'm gonna change one more thing, which is there a thing for speed? 20. And it's going kind of fast still, so again, experiment. Okay, 5 is too slow. Alright, so I'm gonna go 30. Hit apply. I'm gonna delete this ghost though, so Pacman has a safe spot. I'm gonna up his Z order so he's in front. Okay, there we go. And we now have a working Pacman game. But what if now we're going to do something with the variable? We're going to collect all the dots. We're going to collect all the dots. Alright, 42 dots. So, let's make a new scene. Name this You Win. And double click it, rename. Okay. Change the color to black. Add a new text saying you win. Up it, up the size. And there you go. Now, for here, we're going to say goal. Make a new group, call it goal. Now, when the variable value of a global variable, which is score, equals to 42, we want it to change the scene to you win. But we also want another one, which is you lose. And we want to color this one black as well. Add a new text. You lost. Get it to a random number, Mario. I'm gonna color it the same. And there you go. So when the player is in collision with the ghost. Change scene. To game lost. So let's see what happens. So you collect the dots, you go to the ghost, and you lost. So there you go. Now I'm gonna add some stuff like play a sound whenever you're touching, whenever you eat, so I'm gonna use a coin pickup sound. Put the volume to 50, hit OK, and there we go. Let's test it out to see what happens if we hit 42 dots. And I lost. So you can play around with this, play around with variables, see what happens when you make more levels, see if you can reset variables and all that. But this game is complete for my taste. So let's add a new scene, move it up, and rename it menu and build a menu. Now color it black. Now I'm gonna add a title. By Jonathan Sparrow. You don't have to add your name, I'm just adding a random title. Oh shoot. Now color this the same color I've been using throughout this video. Yeah. So if you didn't watch in my last video, I showed you how to make a menu. This is how you do it. So sprite, add a new animation, color it, let's color it red. Save, I'm gonna call this play button. And then I'm gonna hit, okay, you can't name it like that, you gotta name it like button. I don't know why it does that, but go to this one, edit it, and then we're gonna color it this time that color. Save. We're going to call this play 1 and play 2. Save. Now new group, call it play button. Now when the mouse is touching the play button, we want it to we want to change the animation by name play 2. Okay. New one, you want to indent this one, and then hit type in mouse, and find mouse button presser held, and choose left. You can choose right, but it's standard as left. And you want to change the scene to game 1, or whatever you called it. copy this, add a new event, in the condition paste it, but this time double click it and invert it. Now you want to copy this one, paste it, and replace that with play 1. So here we go. You got a working play button. And here's our Pacman game. And you lost. Now we want to add a quit button. Now for this we want to duplicate it. Yeah. We're gonna call it quit. And we're gonna rename these quit 1 and quit 2. Hit apply. Alright, now the same thing. You want to change this to quit. Copy. Quit 2. You want to make sure that you're labeling things right. So let's test it. Okay, for some reason. Alright, I didn't change this to quit. Now copy this. Alright, now instead of change scene, you want to type in quit, and it will quit game. So if I press play and go to this one and click it, it quits. So copy this one, paste it, double click it and invert it like the other one. And there we have it. We have 2 working buttons. Play. I know it looks kind of sloppy, but you can make this however you wish to look. This is just a route I took. Experiment and do it your own way if you don't like the way I did it. So you can also add buttons on the game over screen to quit the game, but I'm not going to. Now I'm going to do one more thing for the menu, which is rename it play title, play, color it that color, drag it onto your play button. Do the same thing with quit. And now let's play our game. See, I don't trust myself. There should be 42 dots. And I lost. So there we go. Now, if you're done and you want to publish this, just go to File, hit Export, go select what you want to export to. I want to put it as a Windows Auto installer, and hit Package and Building, and it will build your project. But since I can't really release this, since this is a Pacman clone, I kinda can't put it out. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.